Good afternoon. Happy first Sunday in the month of September. I can't believe we're in September right now. We thank God for his protection. We thank God for his grace. We thank God for his power, for his might, for his protection, for his provision, for everything that is doing. I just wanted to encourage somebody today. I know things are not easy. I know things are not going as planned or as expected. But know that the Word of God said, His plan for us are of good and not of evil in Jeremiah 29, to prosper us and to bring us to an expected end. So know that when your time comes, God will you will accomplish, you will fulfill what his purpose for you is. A lot of things are going on, a lot of death, a lot of losing, people losing their jobs, people getting sick, their homes, properties, money, whatever, spouses, children. So, not, whatever loss you're going through right now, know that God is God. Know that His plans for you are of good and not of evil. Know that He knows, I don't want you to be scared. In the book of Psalm 90, where it talks about, the latter part talks about, 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. So, don't be scared when you see all that going on, on Facebook, all those RIPs, all those this, all those that, and most of the time it's good people. So they lost somebody yesterday in Ghana, I believe. I saw it on Facebook, and go through the thread and reading some comments, because I was trying to figure out who this person was because I don't know them. And somebody said, it seems like there's a silent rapture going on, whereas all the good people are dying. In actuality, when you think about it, it seems like that. I was like, oh my God. Well, two sides to that. One, they don't talk about, nobody come and say, well, this person was evil, blah blah blah, when they died. That's one. But then two, you look at the person's work, because I kind of go back to his Facebook page and everything, because a lot of people were like drawn to him and given positive things. Back to my story, it's like I don't believe the second rapture is happening, but I do believe good people are dying. But what I want people to take from that, not be scared. Just know that do your work, do what God asks you to do, be good, love, support, continue, because that is the only thing that's going to save you anyway. We know death is inevitable. We know it's going to happen, but the other side, so it's better for you to be good. And then when it happens, when you transition to the next life, um, God said, thou good and faithful, welcome, thou good and faithful servant. You do what you're supposed to do, that you live the life that God intended and created you for. So I don't want people to be scared about that. Continue to do good, and believe that whatever is going on right now, it will not come near you, but that God has plans for you, that God's purpose, God's will be accomplished in your life if you trust Him. There is a if, yes, there is a if, because God is not going to force anybody to come to Him. He's not going to force anybody to serve, to serve Him, to worship Him. That His desire is for us to worship Him. His desire is for us to serve Him. His desire is for us to enter into His kingdom, but He's a gentle God. He's not going to force you to do that. So you have to get that place in your heart where you say, God, I need you. I am so desperate for you. Sometimes it's situation that happens that kind of take you closer to God. Sometimes it just happens, but you have to be in that place where you want more. You want God in your life. And though things will happen, yes, they are going to happen. But when you have faith that doesn't matter what come my way, God has my back. God's plan for me, as he said in Jeremiah, it is of good and not for evil. God's plan for me is good. Know that whatever you're going through, it is the purpose of God. It is the will of God. And God is taking you through the fire, because when you come out, you'll be refined as gold. You'll be purified. You'll be beautiful. So just pray in that presence when things are going bad, when you're going through your loss, either from family members, from spouses, children, or even a job, property, or body part is sick, especially now with the COVID and the Delta variant, and we have so many. Know that God, excuse me, God It's not going to leave you, not forsake you. You know what I mean? Know that God will see you through. He will deliver you. He will protect you. He will guide you. But you have to be under His shield. You have to be under His rampart. God gave me a message about a couple of weeks ago, which I shared in our women's hope group. We have different groups at church. You know, that was the word I share with them when you talk about the Tower of Babel. I try to upload it on Facebook. It wasn't coming. So if you go to my YouTube, you will see that it was last week. We talked about working together, be there for each other, support each other, because that is, God will come, but God will bless us when we do that. When it's unity, when we love each other, when we support each other, when we're not being hypocritical, when love is sacrifice, when you sacrifice for somebody else, for your fellow brother, your fellow sister, and you do that for God, and God give you your heart desires. God will be there, because Amos 3 verse 3 said, where can two work together unless they agree? So you have to agree. But anyway, that was the thing I preached on last week, a couple of weeks ago. I uploaded on Facebook as well, on my YouTube channel as well. So, but my point is, we're in September. It's the first Sunday. We thank God for being alive. Let's focus on what we have. Focus on the present. People, I see a lot of times they said it's called a present because it's right here. It's a gift. We woke up today. We went to church. We're alive. It is a gift. A lot of people are dead. A lot of people are in hospital bed. So even though you might not have what you want, even though things might not be the way you want them to be, just thank God, the fact that you are alive, the fact that you have a roof over your head, the fact that you have food to eat, the fact that you are healthy, even if your body is feeling some type of a way, but you're still alive, you're still healthy, you're still able to get out. You're paying your bills, you're paying your rent, your mortgage, you're paying your car notes or whatever. There's a lot of people that have it worse than that. So thank God for what you have. Appreciate the moment. Appreciate what you have today. Excuse me, my throat is dry. Don't worry about tomorrow. The Bible says, tomorrow will take care of yourself. If God can feed the birds in the air, so can He. How much more us, human beings? How much more us? He will protect you, He will guide you, but you have to be closer to God. You have to trust in Him. You have to said, He that dwell in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. When you will dwell, when God is your dwelling place, you will be under His shadow. You will be, said, the name of God is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and they are safe. God will protect us. God, the ending part of Psalm 91 talking about, 1,000 may fall at your side, talking about you will tread upon the lion and the adder and all the stuff, the serpents, and it will not, it will not harm you. Those are the promises that the Bible gave us. Those are the promises that God, and He's not a man that He should lie, not a son of man that He should repent. So, but when you believe in His word and you work in accordance, because you cannot believe in God's word or code in the scriptures or code in all the things, and you're not working under His purpose. You only attained, it's like when you related to somebody like your father or your mother. They're rich, when they leave their will, of course they have properties. When they die, they're gonna leave the will for you or for you and your siblings, right? Everybody got their own portion. So when you're under God, then you have the protection, the guidance, from God. It is not His desire for us to suffer. It is not His desire for us to die young, either accidental, premature, sudden death. It is not God's will. But sometimes we coming out of the will of God, we're not focusing, we're not under His shadow, under His almighty, His canopy. Leave us vulnerable to all of these other things out there. So come closer to God, believe in Him, be on it doesn't matter what you see. It can be people dying from left and right. It can be the coronavirus, the numbers are going high. It could be anything. You just say, God, your word said you will not leave me, neither forsake me. You will be with me in sickness and in trouble. You said, blessed are those who mourn when I am going through pain, when I lose someone that I love, my spouse, my child, my friend, my sister, my mother. You were there. And you're still God, and your word said you will comfort me. Your word said you will be with me. Your word said it's good. So even though my child died, it is for my good. Even though my husband left, it is for my good. Even though my wife left, it's for my good. Even though I lost my mother, it is for my good, because that God has a purpose in that. to strengthen you, to deliver you, to equip you, whatever it is your duty. It is your duty to go back and see why God allowed you to go through what you went through. But have faith in God. Yes, it's September. We have a couple more months to the end of the year. Maybe your plan for this year, your vision, you haven't seen it. But do not lose hope. Know that in God's timing, because God's timing, it is not our timing. Know that, have the patience, have the hope, have the peace that's in God's timing. His word will be fulfilled. His purpose will be fulfilled in your life. But it is your duty, it is your responsibility to seek Him, to ask Him, to live right, to live accordingly. They preached about today the body, mind, and soul as a whole, holistically. You have to. I know it's a battle between the body, mind, and spirit and the soul. But you have to make a conscious daily effort to be in God, to seek God, to ask Him what is His purpose, to be there, to live right. Stop this hating, stop this backbiting, stop where we're taking it. It doesn't take us anywhere. Support each other, love each other, be there for each other. Be your sister's keepers, be your brother's keeper. Don't be like who? I'm Ken. It's like when God said, "Where's your brother?" I said, "Am I my brother's keeper?" Yes, we are. We are a brother's keeper. We are a sister's keeper. But when you know that you're working under the shadow of the Almighty, you're working under His unction, under His function for your purpose, for your life, you have peace, knowing that whatever happened, God has a reason for that. Knowing that whatever happened, it is for your good. Knowing that whatever happened, God has good for you. So do not be scared. Do not be dismayed. Do not, just stay in God. Stay in God. Love. Stop the hypocrisy. Stop the backbiting. Stop the lying. Love genuinely. Forgive. Let go. It doesn't matter how much they hurt you. Let it go. It's not worth your life. It is not worth nothing. Be at peace. The Bible says if it is possible, be at peace with all men. And if it is not possible, because sometimes it's not, you're trying to be at peace, but that person doesn't want it, make peace in your heart, saying, I forgive that person. I have nothing against that person. If this person don't want to deal with me, that is fine. But in your hearts, you've made peace. God is the searcher of hearts. He sees the heart. As long as you were genuine in your hearts, God, we judge accordingly. So continue to hope, continue to peace, continue to love, continue to support, but most importantly, continue to be in the Lord. There is nothing that God cannot do. His word doesn't return to Him void. He is not a man that He should lie, not a son of man that He should repent. No. His word stands. His word is yea and amen. So do not let whatever is going on in the world today, a lot is going on, a lot. Do not let that scare you. Do not let that makes you feel bad. Do not let that take you away from Him. If anything, this is the time you need to be in God more. This is the time that you need to focus. This is the time that you need to stay in Him. Seek Him more. Ask more of Him. Ask Him to show you His plan, His purpose for you. I pray this touches somebody today. I pray this encourages you. So whatever it is, even if you don't know where the next meal is coming from, if you don't know what, your next bill you live in, they say, what did they say? Robbing Peter to pay Paul. Even if you live in like that, know that God has a plan for you. Know that God will make a way, that your situation will not stay like that forever. But you have to seek Him. You have to stay in Him. You have to believe. Believe. Let your mind be renewed. Let your soul, let your spirit be, be renewed in the Lord. Whatever it is that you're going through, know it is the will of God. Know that God's plan, His hand is on it, because what the Bible says, God does not allow anything to happen. If things happen, that's because God allowed it. Even if bad things, death or whatever, God allowed it. Satan have power because God has given him power for this world, but it's nothing, absolutely nothing that happened to you that God did not allow. So you just have to figure out why God allowed it. And what is God's purpose? What is God's reason? What is His message? What does He want you to take from that situation, from that circumstances, from that death, from that divorce, from that separation, from that loss of a job, family member, loved ones, or just the depression? Because so much So much depression is going on, so much mental problem right now. It is unbelievable. The devil is playing with people's mind, but do not let the devil overcome. Do not let the devil win, even if you're seeing things are not going the way that you plan, that you anticipate. Continue to hold on, continue to believe, because God's word does not lie. Figure out what God wants for you. Figure out what God's plan, because sometimes things might not come to fruition because it is our desire. We did not take the time to ask God, God, what is your will? What is your purpose? What is your plan for me? We want to do this. And we go ahead and do it, and then things are not working out. So seek God, see what He wants you to do, ask Him what He wants you to do. And then you wait on Him. Wait on Him. Wait on Him. While you wait, what do? You pray, you serve, you love, you give. You stay in His presence. I promise you, He will not leave you nor forsake you. So happy new month. Believe that you will see next year. Believe that you will see 2020. Believe at God's timing, you will accomplish His will for you. You just stay in Him, stay in His path, stay in His course, and you will see. Do not rush it. Yeah, it's good to have timetable. It's good to have an anticipated end date, a start date, or something. It is good, but no, believe that in God's timing you will accomplish what He said you will accomplish, and just stay in Him. I pray this blesses somebody. I pray this touches somebody. Our next Zoom program, please don't forget to go to Ray of Hope at rayofhope.org, rayofhopeministry.org. Please donate, please support, please also send people that you know that have gone through losses and want to share their story, how God healed them, how they're healing, and all that. And I'm working on the next program coming up pretty soon by the grace of God. And do not forget to donate, because I still do the baskets, I still give, send out, and sometimes I just don't post pictures, because so much other things are going on. But just go on the website and see how you can be of help or support. As always, remember, God is love, and I love you all. Have a blessed week.